Why is the one so long?
I know, it wasn't doing that before. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Love Her podcast.
Welcome back, everyone. We apologize for another pause. I feel like we had some breaks, but now we're like ready to get back on the horse.
Yes, we are. Honestly, we needed the break. I personally, after the last episode, needed this break. So we're happy to be back here with you guys today.
Yeah, and today I feel like usually it's like with the previous episodes, because we were recording so frequently, we kind of knew what was going on in each other's lives, but now it's like we actually have stuff to catch up on.
Yeah, no, we do. And we also were just saying, like, before we get on, we typically ask, like, is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything we should talk about? And today we were just like, nah, we'll just
Now
get
let's
on and
just
yap.
chat.
So thank you guys for coming again and chatting with us. Now, Janessa, I do have to tell you something.
What?
I didn't tell her this before we started the pod. And by the time that this pod is out, it'll already be done. So I can share it on here, but I'm quitting my job.
Yay! Oh my gosh.
Like
Yay.
tomorrow. Literally, like tomorrow.
Yay. Oh my gosh. Are you just doing social media full time?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many business ideas that come about all the time for me, my mom, just like all of us. So just really honing in on my passions and the things that I want to do. And like I mentioned in the last podcast, I moved back in with my mom. So her and I were having a conversation, and I was just like, I just feel like my job is in the way of everything that I want to do because I could
Mm-hmm.
go for full force on these things. And my 9 to 5 is 9 to 5ing. Like after my 9 to 5, I don't want
Yeah.
to do anything. And so she literally said, she was like, this is the one time in your life where you don't have anything you have to worry about. So do it.
So
you
quit
know?
your job. Yeah. Like,
Literally.
wow, that's awesome because obviously everyone knows like Naya has been working on so many different businesses with now you just came out with Life Socials and Life's Travels you've had. So now it's just kind of time to like step in full force.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't even really announced Life Social, so I guess this will be the announcement. I really have decided to hone in on my love for social media and marketing. And so, if you guys are ever interested in boosting your business and social media accounts, I would love to help you. I can do all of the editing and monitoring of your socials and analytics and things like that. So, let me know. But that is my biggest life update. It hasn't happened yet. I haven't actually clicked send on the resignation, but by the time this comes out, I will have sent it out.
Yay. So are you going to do like a 2 weeks or you're just going to be done?
So I'm gonna give a month. I feel like me, especially being in HR personally, I don't think 2 weeks is enough time to find somebody to find a replacement. Just because I'm the one that does the hiring, I've done the hiring and things like that. So whenever I leave a job, that's something that I always try to live by is leaving off on a good note and leaving them in good standing. Especially if you're in a position where you're really the only one that's done your job, they have to figure out how they're going to train and who they're going to train and things like that. That's just a life thing that I live by is I try to give a month every time I leave. So I am going to give them until mid-August about, and so yeah, then I'll be out of there. I am a little nervous though. No, I'm not
Why?
nervous. I'm not claiming that energy. I am not nervous. But there's always that unknown when you go to make a decision like this, especially with not having anything like another consistent income to fall back on. Like when
Mm-hmm.
people are fed up with jobs, the last thing they typically think of is just leaving without a backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
So, just the human in me is like, there's so many what ifs that could come about, and I'm trying to avoid that and just believe in what's meant for me will always be. And, you know,
Yeah, but it's like you're in such a unique place in life right now where your mom was like, "Girl, quit that job." Like
no, and my mom, she's just like, who cares? Like, the hell with it.
so like, you know,
Mhm.
you can afford to actually fully dedicate yourself to these various businesses, to these various forms of streams of income, so that that can be your full-time job. That can be a steady source of income for you.
So I woke up this morning and I literally meditated and I was just like having this feeling of, I just need to get out of here. And you know, when you have that feeling about something, we talk about this all the time, when you get to a point where you're just not feeling it anymore, I can't even fake the
Hmm.
energy of wanting
Yeah.
to be there. And part of me genuinely feels bad because there is somebody else that this is their dream job. I mean, I do have a really good job. It's very rewarding. I work in a position where I get to work with a lot of really amazing, high power people that have worked really hard and have done a lot for the community. But for me, I don't feel like it's serving me anymore. And so I literally woke up and was like, oh, shoot, I have to work today. Like, even having that feeling of just like dreading it all the time is something that I just know that it's time.
And that's just amazing. The fact that like you've literally stepped on to your highest path in such an accelerated amount of time. Like the
Yeah,
past
isn't that
few months,
crazy?
it's just been like, whoa. And now you're full time pursuing social media. It's just amazing.
No, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, now that I've kind of given that update, I'm curious to know, what have you been up to? What's going on in your life?
Oh gosh, what is going on? Well, obviously I have a dog, so dog life, dog mom
You're a
life.
mommy.
Yes, I
Have you
am.
been watching?
Love Island.
She's a mommy.
With Love Island, though, I have a hard time staying consistent with it because it's so many episodes.
Oh my gosh, I haven't watched it because
Yeah,
if you don't start from the beginning, you are like 100 episodes behind because it comes out
exactly.
every day for like a month or two or three. I don't even know how long. Yeah, but she's a mommy, a dog mom.
Yes. And I actually feel like something really interesting has been happening to me the past few months where I've had so many opportunities to like meet people and make friends.
Oh, through Simba?
Yeah, because like I'll be walking and let's just say I'm walking by myself and not with him. Like I kind of just have my headphones in and I keep going. But now
Mm-hmm.
it's like forcing me to stop and if there's another puppy his age, they'll play together and then I'm talking to the dog's owner and then also we've been doing like pack walks. So this girl who posts a lot of dog content in Charlotte, she's been hosting like group dog walks that we all just get together and walk our dogs together.
Yeah.
And I feel like for a long time I was kind of in this period of like putting my head down, grinding and just like working on myself. And now it's like I'm starting to into a social scene a little bit more and it's been so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, you're like now working on community more
Yeah.
versus yourself. Now that you've gotten to the place of really feeling confident in yourself and the people you want to be surrounded by and the type of person you want to be, whether it's a dog, mom, partner, whatever, you can now lean more into community, which is so beautiful. I think that that's actually what we should all strive for. Working on yourself so that you can then allow other people in and be able to make that judgment of who is it that I actually want in my life, the type of people, the type of energy, and things like that. So, you being in a new city, you kind of did that exactly how you should. And I think anybody listening, moving to a new city or stepping into that place of self discovery and things like that, can really relate to that moment of seeing the other side of being comfortable enough to now welcome people in and to be in a
Yeah.
space like that.
Yeah, and I think especially as an introvert, it's always like I'm constantly thinking about when I go to meet someone that I don't really know, what are we going to talk about?
Mm,
And honestly, I think I've just started to break out of that a little bit and I have just become more settled in like who I am and what I'm interested in and the things I like to talk about. So
yeah.
it's like, well, if someone wants to talk negatively, I just won't engage in that and I probably won't spend time with them again or distance
Yeah.
myself from that. But like I meet so many more people that just speak positively and like we have things in common with strangers that we don't even know, you know?
I'm over here dancing because it's like you're moving in a high vibration. So you're attracting high vibrational people. And literally, me being in the space that I'm in within the last few months, it feels like everybody that has come into my life has been at a higher vibration. And I'm like, oh, I see it. Like these
Yeah.
conversations are so different. Your energy is different from other people that I've been around. It's because we're moving in higher vibrations, which is so beautiful. I love to hear that.
I know. It's such a beautiful thing. And I also think like a lot of people I know are when they get out of college and they're kind of in that young early 20s phase, it's like scary because all you ever knew is friends that were your age and from
Mm-hmm.
similar demographics and similar social classes. But now I feel like I've opened myself up to people that are way older than me, way younger than me. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what suit you're in. It just
Yeah. Yeah.
matters who you are and the energy that you give out.
Yeah, yeah, honestly. And I think that, when you come out of those teen years into your 20s, your early 20s, you're so worried about embarrassment or judgment and things like that. And so once you get past that realization that life is so much more than those thoughts in your head and the things going on, it gets easier. It feels lighter when you're like, you know what, this is me, this is my life. I can choose whatever I want to do, whoever I'm around. And what's funny, actually, my little brother Jeremiah, obviously,
Hmm.
we love Jay.
We
I
do.
posted him for his birthday and I posted like baby pictures of him. But like he's not into social media like that for real. So he didn't like repost it or anything. And I was like, that night, him and I went on a walk. And that's another thing living here has been healing my inner child because I feel so close to family and my mom and my siblings. So it's been so nice. But Jeremiah will ask me to go on walks. So we're like on a walk on his birthday. And I say to him, I'm like, did you like my birthday post for you? He was like, yeah, it was cool. And I was like, well, did it embarrass you? And he literally says, he's like, embarrassment is just like a social construct. If you don't think about it, it doesn't exist. And I was like,
It's
you
so
know what?
true.
So true. And you know what? I'm actually going to start thinking that way from here on out. If
No, that's
embarrassment
so
doesn't
true.
exist, I don't feel it.
And also, like, sometimes I'll be having like a really embarrassing moment. Like, this is
Hmm.
TMI, but if you have a boy dog, they will get a lot of boners and it looks like lipstick. So it's just so embarrassing. And I just decided to not care. I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. And like, if I see someone else's dog gets the lipstick, I'm like, okay, I think about it maybe 1 second and then I move on. So,
You're like, I feel you, girl.
yeah.
That is so funny. Simba is hilarious. So when it comes to boy dogs and girl dogs, obviously they have the same like period of like hormonal stuff and whatnot that humans do. So in that moment, it's like similar to when you were a teenager or if you like have a child that is like doing something that might be embarrassing, but you don't want to like make them feel bad. So I feel
Yeah.
like it's just preparing you for motherhood, like as for a mom, a real mom of a baby, you know?
100%, 100%. And it's like, also, it's just, I don't know. I feel like everyone should definitely get a dog before they have a baby because you got
Oh,
to get the
yeah.
kinks out. And
You
like,
got to get the kinks out.
I can't be yelling at my kid like I do sometimes, Simba. So I need to figure this shit out.
I can't even imagine. So who yells more, you or Luke?
Luke does not yell at him.
Luke
Luke and
doesn't
him,
yell.
I think that Simba thinks Luke is a dog.
He's literally his twin.
Literally, because like he gets home and he like only wants to play. Like that's it.
That
And
is
when
so
I'm with
funny.
him, he's like sneaking around. He's like, what can I grab? He loves chase. He just wants us to chase him all the time. So he'll
Hmm.
grab things intentionally that he knows he's not supposed to have and looks at us like, so you're gonna chase me or what?
What are you going to do? That is too cute. No, I actually need to get a dog, and I have in my head that I'm going to get one when I live on my own. But that commitment is huge. Like you really do have to recenter your entire life around another being.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this a lot lately, especially when it comes to like growing up and having responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember before I got a dog, there were some people that were like, "Don't get one, don't get one. It's a lot of work. Are you sure that you know
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of work?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And I think that sometimes there's like a lot of fear mongering. Is that the word?
Yeah.
fear
Yeah.
mongering about like taking on responsibilities, because obviously it is a lot and it does change your life. But I
Hmm.
think not a lot of people, not enough people talk about like the rewards of gaining responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like it forces you to structure your life in a way that is productive. Like if you have a dog, you can't be depressed. You
You
straight
can't
up
do.
can't.
You have to exercise.
You have to exercise. Like you got to touch some grass. Like you can't just stay in bed all day. So,
Hmm.
and I think like obviously with kids it is very different, but same
Hmm.
kind of thing. It forces you to step into a space where you are experiencing joy.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny that you say that because just this past weekend, I went to Virginia Beach and I visited some old friends. And two of my friends have kids now. And just seeing them in that space, this is the first time that I've met their babies or even seen them as moms, which I mean, imagine your best friend being a mom like tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like,
Crazy.
it's crazy. So, even
Crazy.
seeing them in that space, like one of my friends, she has always talked about wanting to be a mom, and it's just like been everything she's ever wanted. And just seeing her in that light, I'm like, I don't even know you anymore, because
Yeah.
it forces you to monitor something else, to be in a different headspace, to move in a room differently because you now have something else depending on you. Like you have no choice but to immediately shift. And, I hear nothing but great things from them. Obviously, motherhood is one thing within itself, but they both just say like it's the most rewarding feeling. And prior to that, people were like, wait to be a parent, do this, do that, da 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 da. I just think do what works for you. Like
Yeah.
you got to do what's
Yeah.
best for yourself.
And I think it's like we always see the world based on our perception, and so does everyone does
Yeah.
that too, especially people that
Hmm.
are older than us because they've lived certain experiences. But as you saw with your friend group, it's like everyone's just set on their own divine path.
Yeah.
So who are we to have judgment toward people on like what they should be doing, when they should be doing it? Like everyone has their own plan.
Yeah.
They got to follow
Yeah.
it.
You've got to follow your own plan, and that's similar to, what I'm going through in my personal life. It's like never in a million years did I think that I would be in this position. And I believe in, especially seeing this year, not sharing too much of what you want to do with your own life
Mm-hmm.
because it comes that judgment, those words, that energy of other people and their opinions. And even making the decision that I made this year, I really didn't share it with anybody but myself and the other person that it involved. And it felt like it was so much easier to make the decision for myself because I wasn't so focused on, oh, well, this person said this person said that, and I feel this way because of that. It was like, I need to sit with myself, make this decision for myself because this is my life. And all of these other people that are giving their feedback and giving their opinion, where are they going once I make the decision? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
What are they
Yeah.
doing? They're moving on with their lives. And so, if we take anything from this simple conversation, like, don't share too much of what you want to do, especially if it's something that you're feeling and it's something that you really want for yourself because you are on this journey by yourself. This is your life,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, that's so true. I've realized that, like, especially when it comes to ideas you have,
Mm-hmm.
projects, or personal life things, right? Like, the more things you share with people, or honestly, even who you invite into your home, the
Yeah.
more things you share with people, it's like they have their own judgments, their own preconceived notions. So they come into it and they put that energy directly onto the thing that you're working on, and it in
Mm-hmm.
a way becomes tainted.
Yeah.
So really sometimes like there are some things that just need to be between you and your journal,
Yeah.
and obviously in that situation the other party, but it's good to sometimes keep things close. Like secrets are not always bad, and they're not like this mysterious thing. Sometimes it's just like we have to know what's right within us before we tell others.
But you're also protecting yourself. You're protecting your peace, you're protecting your energy, your space. And even when I had gotten to a place of making the big decision that I made this year, I did it with myself first until I felt like I was led to share it with the other person in the situation. Because I needed to know that it was me and my decision on my own. And, you know, obviously we're spiritual girls, so I always go to source. I always go to God, the light, whatever you want to call it. But for me, that's what guided me in the situation. I was just like, it's just the two of us. And I mean, source. Like,
Yeah.
I need to make the decision based on the journey that I was sent here to do and based on what I am feeling for myself. And I think that we struggle with that a lot in our 20s. I mean, all of us do at some point because this is such a confusing time in our lives to discover and meet new people and experience new things and start new journeys, new jobs, new whatever. And so I think that it's really valuable that for us, like we see in our own lives, with you getting a dog, me making this decision to ensure that we are doing it for us and nobody
Hmm.
else and what we
Yeah.
need.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like if you are connected to whatever higher power you believe in, you know within you what's right.
Yes,
You do.
that
It's
intuition.
sometimes you want to run from the truth, but you know
Yeah.
what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I think, at least for me, like a sign that I know that I'm super connected is when I don't feel the need to distract or avoid that gut feeling. If I'm just moving on the path, I'm saying yes, even if it's hard, I'm saying no, even when I don't want to. That's how I know that I'm good.
Yeah, and I feel like that pit, no, I don't feel, I know that that pit always means something. Like if you're thinking about a situation you're in and you're constantly getting that pit, you got to explore that pit
Hmm.
because it wouldn't be there if it felt right, if it felt meant to be. I don't know if you feel otherwise, but any situation that I've been in, specifically in my personal life, with my job, with past relationships, friendships, anything, as soon as I feel a pit, I have learned I got to stop ignoring that because
Yeah.
when I stop ignoring it, I see how much it raises my vibration because there was a reason why I was feeling that way. Like your intuition never lies. You cannot ignore her. You can't ignore her.
No, no. And also, I think sometimes what a lot of people struggle with is they're like, is this pit because I need to work on something? Like I need to
Mm,
fight through that, whatever the situation is, or is it because the situation isn't right for me? I
mm,
think the difference is if you keep thinking about other possibilities besides the one you're in, then it's not for you. So, for
yeah.
example, when I was living in Boston, I just woke up one day and I was like, I cannot live here anymore. I need to get out of the state. And
Hmm.
all I could think about in the following days and weeks was where else I was going to live besides there.
That's
So
so actually so true.
yeah, so it wasn't the kind of thing I realized at that point it wasn't the kind of thing where I could just fight through. It was like my body, mind, and spirit was trying to find the tunnel out.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So that actually, with work, and obviously I said in the beginning of this episode, I'm quitting my job because I'm literally at work thinking of like all of the other things that I could be doing, the other jobs that I could be in, the other ways that I could be spending my time throughout the day. And I'm not even kidding. Within this week, shit just stopped working. My internet, my freaking emails, and I'm texting coworkers like, why is your stuff working today? Like, and you know, like it was as if the universe is like, it is time. It is time to let go. Like this stuff, it is time for you to be in a different space and really lean into other things. Just like you said, when you were in Boston, like you felt pulled, you felt like things were just leading you elsewhere. And so that's amazing. I mean, I think that although we are young, we have experienced so much that could be so valuable for so many people in this period. Like when I put out the message about my current state of life, so many people reached out saying, like, I'm in my 40s and I couldn't even make a decision like that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
struggling to make a decision like that. And I think that the beauty in this podcast and the beauty that we're on together is like being able to share these experiences instead of hoarding them. Like I tell people now, I'm like, girl, I'm an open book. Listen to the podcast. Like,
Yeah, seriously. And I think, Naya, like for you, just the courage that you've had in the past few months. I said this the last episode, but now also with you taking the next step in your career, it just shows people that when you are listening to what's truly meant for you, you do get rewarded for that. Like
yeah.
when you choose to step onto the path, only good things come from it. Only good things.
Yeah, yeah, and I have honestly seen all of that come to fruition in this state because, I mean, full transparency, I felt like I was actually telling one of my friends this the other day. When I was in high school, you know that feeling when you're just like doing things with people that you love and you just get like that like butterfly fluttery feeling of just like
Hmm.
life is so good and I'm just so happy.
Yeah.
Um
They call
I
it a glimmer. It's like the
a
opposite of a
glimmer.
trigger. Yeah, it's a glimmer.
Yes. So I used to get glimmers all the time, I feel like. And then I think it was about when I turned 22. I was somewhere doing something. I think I was like in Hawaii or something with one of my best friends. And I couldn't feel it. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I am in a beautiful place. I was literally on a float in the middle of the ocean and like this beautiful place and I was just like, why am I not feeling happy right now? And I
Mm,
really struggled to like find it. And it, you know, when a glimmer comes, it's not like you tell yourself to feel it, it just comes.
yeah.
So I was like, what happened to that? And I felt that way up until this year, which
Wow.
is such a like I really struggled to feel those glimmers for the longest time. There would be moments where I would just sit and be doing things and I would almost kind of try to force myself to feel that glimmer. But once I made the decision to fully choose myself, they immediately started coming. And I was like
Wow.
I was just doing random things like driving. Like and I hate driving.
Yeah.
You know, and I would just be driving and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy right now. I'm like so I feel so lucky to be in this life and to be driving this car and it just came back and I was just like, whoa, okay. Like it really was that I always just needed to choose myself and
Hmm.
choose my own path. And I hope that anybody listening to this, if you're struggling to find that glimmer, lean into what it is that you need for yourself in order to get back there. Because you should be feeling that on a regular.
Yeah. And it's not like you said, Naya, it's not always the moments where you're having the most epic trip. Of course, sometimes it is, but sometimes it's just in the simple moments. Like you could be sitting
Yeah.
on your back porch watching the birds
Right.
and you're just like, wow. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a moment almost where you're able to step into like a third person perspective and be like, wow, I'm here. Like the other day I was
Yes.
literally like looking at my skin and I was like, wow, I'm really in the flesh. My soul is on earth. It was a
Yeah.
weird experience, but to have those moments where you're just reminded that life is so beautiful is a check-in from your highest self. It's
Yes.
saying, "Hey, you're here. Don't waste this opportunity."
Yeah. And I feel like that's how life should be. Like, it's not normal to feel sad all the time.
No.
It's not normal to not feel like you're here and in this space and grateful to be in this space. Like, I don't want to say not normal because normal is also dependent on your own interpretation of it. But in my opinion, because I have now been able to see the other side, my normal was the constant stress. My normal was the constant sad periods, whatever. And granted, I still get sad, but it is like maybe an hour and I got to cry it out. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, I'm so grateful now. But prior to this period, it was days, it was months, it was like a whole season, which I'm like, I can't even believe I'm still here.
Mhm.
Feeling that pit, that feeling that emotion for so long and not being excited about doing things that I love. Like I resented traveling sometimes because I was like, oh, like
Wow.
it's just gonna come with this and that and so many things. And now I'm just like so excited. I'm like, where am I going? What am I doing? I can just do whatever I want.
Wait, I had a download when you were talking. Should we go to Hawaii this fall?
Yeah, you do know who you're talking to, right? There is about 75% of the time, if somebody asks me to go somewhere, guess what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yes. Actually, so you know how I just said I really struggled to really enjoy traveling
Mm-hmm.
within the past year. And you know, that's my thing. That's like,
That's Naya Core.
it's my core. It's literally the reason why anybody who has ever dated me travels. Okay, you're welcome if you're listening. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I once I started being on my own because I had traveled so much with other people and my past relationship, I had a moment of like, how am I going to do this on my own? Like, what am I going to do? And so I sat and thought to myself, there's got to be a way for me to feel confident in doing something that is literally mine. Like, that is my whole being and my reason why so many in so many situations, why I go to work, why I, made this friend, just so many reasons why I come with that passion of travel that I have. And so the fact that I was now fearful of it, I was like, that's not okay. Like, I've got to figure something out. So I did decide that I'm going to go on a solo trip out of the country at some point to force myself to be okay with it,
Yeah.
you know? To
Yeah, it's
prove to
getting back
myself that
on
I
the
can do it.
horse.
Yeah, I've actually never done it. Have you ever done a solo trip out of the country?
No, never.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it, but I'm going to figure it out. That's my
But I
goal.
think depending on where you go, like you just meet people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got to figure it out. I mean, there's like group hostels you can stay in where there's like
Hmm.
all women, and there are like, if you book through Airbnb, there are other solo travel meetup things that people will put on there. So I'll definitely have to do my research, but that's another thing too. Like, if you do decide that you want to take a big step and move into a new city, get out of a relationship, or if you want to become a dog mom, and you become fearful of the things that cloud your mind prior to you doing it, figure out a way that works for you. Like, for example, I'm thinking that because my mom is going out of the country a lot of the time throughout this year. So I'm like, maybe I'll go to a country like next to her, you
Yeah.
know? Just to give me a peace of mind to kind of get my feet wet. And we'll be on the same side of the world or something. But yeah, just really doing what works for you to prove to yourself that you're capable because, like we always say, you are so capable and you can do all of the things that you are fearful of.
Yeah, and kind of like Naya was talking about with the solo travel, sometimes you just have to do the thing that you're afraid of. I remember
Yeah.
a teacher once told me, you should do something every single day that scares you. And
Oh.
I live by that, even if it's something small like trying a new workout class or literally just saying hi to a stranger. Like something small every day so that you don't get out of the habit of challenging yourself.
What is it called? That's some type of psychological, it's something exposure.
Oh, like exposure therapy?
Exposure therapy. So you do a little bit of exposure therapy
Yeah,
every single day. I love that. I'm going to start doing that.
right? Should we do a 30-day challenge?
We should. And document it. We should document
Yeah.
it. Wait, that's so fun. Okay. Yeah, we definitely should because that is a great way to live because we become so fearful of the world and we become fearful of just the simplest things, but when you just do the little things it makes it easier to do those bigger things that are scary, you know?
Yeah. And you step out of a lot of the negative feelings that may be holding you back. So, whether it's like embarrassment or fear of
Mhm.
judgment, it forces you to get out of your head with all of that and just kind of do as you do.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to think about what I'm gonna do today. You know, I'm a social butterfly, so talking to people doesn't scare me.
But maybe it could be like doing something new by yourself that you've never done. You know,
Yeah,
it will look different for every person.
yeah. The workout class thing, I get into the same one because I'm like, what if I don't know how to do that one?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good one too.
I know what I'm gonna do today because I'm going to yoga. So usually, like, I just will stay silent. I'm gonna say hi to the person next to me today.
No, that is actually something that I am always anxious about doing. You know, when you're in a yoga class and you're like, you and the girl are flowing next to you, and sometimes I just want to be like, you killed it, but I don't say anything. I'm like,
I know.
I'm just gonna pack my stuff up and leave.
Wait, do you ever secretly compete? Or is that just me?
100%. But I feel like it's good because they're holding me accountable, you know?
Yeah, like I'm like I
Like,
can't drop my plank because they haven't.
right. Or they've done all the reps. I got to do all the reps too. They haven't stopped. Oh no, I can do it too. You know?
Yeah.
It's like a healthy competition and I feel like they feel it, you know?
I always wonder that, but they have to.
They have to. But I also use it as rhythm too. Because
Oh, that's true.
sometimes like other people in the class, like because I tend to do hot pilates, which is a lot of like up and down and movement and da da da, whereas like yoga is more of a flow and whatever you're
Mm-hmm.
flowing with, unless it's like obviously core power is more similar to hot pilates, but in pilates it's a lot of like push-ups and it's a lot of like, you know, so if I try to keep up with the instructor, that helps. But sometimes just like having a rhythm with the person next to me, and then I feel like we like clock each other, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, we're clocking this rhythm. Let's go, girl. Like,
Yeah. But it's always so silent. Like it's never verbally acknowledged.
yes, but that's girlhood.
It is girlhood. It very much is.
That's so funny. So if you guys are going to a workout class today, why not say hello to the girl next to you? Compliment
Yes.
her outfits. I love that. When I'm like, your workout set is so cute. Where is it from? Like,
Yeah, also, I need new places to shop for workout sets, so let a girl
oh,
know.
yeah, let us know.
I mean, we're gonna start this challenge. We gotta come up with
Yeah,
new
no.
ideas for every day, but like it could be something small. Like maybe if you go to a coffee shop, try a drink that you feel like you may not like. Or something like
Wait,
that. I don't know.
this is so fun. And you know, the social media girl in me, I'm like,
Right,
yeah,
you're
that's
like
so much
content.
content. No, I absolutely love that. Okay, so I got to think of what I'm going to do today. Yeah, I got a busy day ahead, but I feel like it's so easy just to do it while you're moving, you know, like just
Yeah.
automatically think of something. Okay, cool. I'm excited. So, you guys stay tuned for our 30-day challenge. And we really
Yes.
encourage you guys to do it as well.
Yes, and it's just like trying new things, switching things up is so good for us. It
Hmm.
forces us to honestly like see sides of ourselves that we didn't even know, no matter how
Hmm.
small the fear is that we're conquering. So
Yeah.
let us know if you guys do the challenge as well.
Yes, please let us know. We are so excited to be on this journey with you guys. As always, we love you guys so, so much and cannot wait to see you guys do this exposure therapy and see, Janessa, I can't wait to see what you do. And I'm excited to get out there and start doing stuff too.
I know, right? We gotta document what we do and like keep a little
Yeah.
calendar maybe.
Yeah, no, literally so fun. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in again. We are so sorry it's been so long, but we love you so, so much.
We love you and we are grateful for all of you. And we hope you have a great week.
Love Naya.
Love Janessa.
Bye.
Bye.